You know I'm always down to talk about Disney pins. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maria. Today I'm going to be doing an extra fun video. My wonderful friend Lydia from the channel Tangled in Disney recently created her very own Disney pin tag. So this pin tag is all about our pin trading stories. Basically, Lydia has created a bunch of fun questions to get to know us pin traders, but also of course find out how we started pin trading in the first place. I personally started pin trading when I was very, very young, so I have a long family history of Disney pin trading. So when I heard about this pin tag, I was so excited, so of course I asked to be included, and I just can't wait to share with you guys. So Lydia has created 19 questions, and throughout it, I am going to be giving you guys a little inside look at some of my favorite pins, as well as my family's ginormous Disney pin collection. So without further ado, let's begin. The first question in the tag is, what made you start pin collecting or trading? So like I said, I started pin trading when I was very, very young. I'm pretty sure it was my first or second Disney trip, so I think I was about 2 or 3 years old. Basically, from what I remembered, the resort we were staying at, which I believe was Pop Century at the time, one of the cast members in one of the gift shops started talking to my dad about pin trading. At the time, I think pin trading was only a couple years old, so we had never really heard of it before. But instantly, as soon as the wonderful cast member told us about it, my dad became obsessed, and we soon became a whole family of pin traders. It was always a really great part of our trip, getting to interact with the cast members and trade. We loved looking for all the new hidden Mickeys each year. And now, as you guys will see eventually, we have accumulated hundreds of pins. I'm very proud of my family's collection. Question 2 is, show us your very first Disney pin and tell us about it. So unfortunately, while I can remember one of my very first Disney pins, I can't find it. I'm not too sure if I ended up trading it or maybe it just got lost when my family moved, but I do have this very vivid memory of one of my very first Disney pins. I'll see if I can find a picture of it somewhere, but basically it was a ballerina Minnie Mouse pin. I loved that pin so much. I remember it being on my lanyard and it just made me so happy. Like I said, sad I don't know what happened to it, but I know that was one of my first, so I'm gonna go with that one. Question 3 is, do you have any special memories related to your first time collecting? So like I said, because I was very young when I first began pin trading and collecting, I don't remember all the details too clearly, but I think a special memory all on its own is that interaction we had with the cast member at Pop Century. Funny enough, I remember a few years later on, we ended up going back and seeing that same cast member, and we told her about how we've been keeping up with our pin trading, and it was just really nice getting to talk to her. I wish I remembered her name, but she really made an impact on my family, and of course, gave us this whole new exciting thing to do together. So that was a really special memory for sure. Question 4 is, did your collection grow slowly or quickly after getting your first pin? My family's collection definitely grew quickly. Like I said, we really became obsessed with pin trading. I'll show you guys in a little bit, but my personal collections definitely grew very fast too. So yes, I'd say we became obsessed very fast. Now we're getting into seeing some of my pins. So question 5 is, what are your main collections? So to be honest, my family has so many that I don't think I'll be able to fit them all into one tag video. But I figured I'd mention some and then show you a couple others. If you've seen from my past videos, my family loves collecting pins from all of the Disney International parks around the world. We have a Mickey and Minnie collection. We also have a ton of hidden Mickey pins that you can trade for in the parks. My family also really loves collecting pins to represent all the different attractions in the different Disney parks. So we have a Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom board, and then of course another one for Hollywood Studios and Epcot. My main collection though is for Princess Aurora. She is my favorite princess, and I have been collecting pins of her since I began pin trading when I was so young. So yes, I'd say all the parks pins and the hidden Mickeys and the Aurora pins are my main collections. So here's a little quick look at those collections. is what was the first pin you traded for in the parks? So once again, I can't remember the exact pin I traded for, but one of the earliest pins I remember trading for in the parks was this beautiful locket pin of Princess Aurora. I remember I was really young and I was just so excited to find a new Aurora pin to add to my collection. It's so pretty. It's got Aurora on the front along with some gems and her crown, and it does say 2003 on the back, so it would have been one of my first pins. And then of course it is a little locket, so when you open up inside, it's got this beautiful sparkly picture of Aurora there, so it's a really pretty pin. Question 7 wonders, how do you store or display your pins? So at this time, like I've mentioned in previous videos, my family has all of our Disney pins in our basement on these pretty ugly pin boards. The bulletin boards are not too nice, so the lighting in there is also terrible, so I have a few of my favorite pins up in my room, and then the rest are downstairs. We're trying to update our pin boards and make them a little bit nicer and also bring them up into the light because they're never nice down in the basement. So once we update the boards, I will be sure to make a video to show you guys the full collection when I have time to really just dedicate a whole video to that. Question 8 is, what are your smallest and biggest collections? So like I said before, the Aurora pins are definitely my biggest personal collection, but my smallest one currently is actually for Princess Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a very close second to Aurora. I love her so much. I currently have only about 6 Rapunzel pins, so not very many, but I'm growing it. It's getting there. I have some really beautiful ones, so I hope you guys like them. Question 9 is, do you have any special event pins? And if so, show us your favorite. I do have a couple special event pins, and my favorite is one I actually got last year in February 2020. This pin is from my 2020 Princess Run Disney event. I did the Princess Half Marathon weekend back in February 2020. I did the Moana 5K. It was my very first Run Disney event, and I was so proud of myself for checking that off my bucket list. And now I am obsessed with Run Disney. I'm actually going to be doing my first virtual race this weekend, so very excited for that. But the pin is so beautiful. It has Pocahontas and Cinderella, Moana, and the 3 Good Fairies, so all the different race characters. It is a limited release pin as well. I got it at the Run Disney Expo, so it definitely has a special memory attached to it as well. Question 10 is, show us a collection you've stopped collecting or pressed pause on. So unfortunately, I think for this, I'm going to have to say my Tinkerbell pins. I have a decently sized collection of Tinkerbell pins, not too many. I really loved collecting the pins when the Tinkerbell Disney Fairies movies were really popular. I still love those movies so much, but unfortunately, they don't really make pins for those characters anymore. So I do pick up a Tinkerbell pin here or there whenever I can trade for one that I really like. She is still a character that I really love. I just don't really collect too many pins for her anymore. I do have some really pretty Tinkerbell pins though, so you'll have to take a look and let me know which one is your favorite. Question 12 is, show us your smallest and biggest pins. Funny enough, my smallest and biggest pins are 2 Disney Annual Pass holder pins. My family and I were lucky enough to be Disney Annual Pass holders for quite a few years. So we do have Annual Pass holder pins for the years that we did have APs. So the smallest pin in my family's collection is actually the Annual Pass holder pin from 2009. This one's so cute. I love the little green sparkle. I don't even know if you can read the details there, but it says Annual Pass holder, and of course it's got Mickey with the little key. It does say Annual Pass holder and limited release on the back, so I like this one. It's pretty sweet. And the biggest pin is not a ginormous one by any means, but it is the 2010 Annual Pass holder pin. So this pin was actually really cool. If you can see from the colors, I believe at the time there were separate pins that you could get of like the other Fab 5 characters to attach it and make it even bigger. But we just got the classic Mickey. It's really cute. It says your key to magic, and it actually has a detachable key, which is really cool. And I love how it's got some little texture to it. If you can see, it's got some pixie dust in the center. So yeah, not too big. I'm sure other people have ginormous pins, but I really like this one, and it's a nice Annual Pass holder pin for sure. Question 12 is, share a pin that is special to you. So when I read this question, I instantly thought of my Canada Mickey pin. So this pin actually has a pretty great story attached to it, which is what makes it so special to me. So as you may know from my channel, I was accepted to participate in the Disney Culture Representative program this year. I was supposed to be working in Epcot's Canada Pavilion as a merchandise cast member. The CRP has been my biggest dream for practically my whole life, but unfortunately COVID did put that dream on hold for a while. But the fun story about this pin, as some of you may know, I did receive my acceptance right at the beginning of my last trip to Walt Disney World. So I pretty much got to have the best trip of my life and celebrate the entire week I was there. But the first park day, I was in Magic Kingdom, once again, the best day of my life. And while I was there celebrating, I was actually able to trade with a wonderful cast member for this Canada Mickey pin. I actually already have this pin in my family's collection, but I really wanted to find another one to put on my personal board because of the CRP. I didn't believe I would find any, but sure enough, on that first day, I found the Canada pin, and it really just felt like a wonderful bit of pixie dust to celebrate my CRP. So this pin is really special to me. I have it on my bulletin board next to my CRP celebration button that I wore during my time in the parks. So yes, it definitely has a special memory attached to it, and it just means a lot to me. Question 13 is a fun one. It's, do you have any Disney resort pins? And if so, share your first one. My family has a couple of Disney resort pins. We basically have one for each of the Walt Disney World resorts that we've stayed at. The first one, of course, being Pop Century. My family and I have been staying at Pop Century pretty much since it opened, so it really is our home resort, and I love this pin of the Pop logo. This pin, of course, is also very special because Pop is where we first started pin trading, so yes, pretty cool to have a pin for that one for sure. Question 14 is, show us your newest pin. Once again, if you've watched some of my more recent videos, you've probably noticed that I have been getting a lot of pin mail lately. My mom and I have been doing a bit of eBay shopping and finding some older Disney pins for super great prices. So my most recent pin that arrived through eBay was this super cute Disneyland Paris mini pin. It is adorable. I love how she's got her polka dots on and holding the little Eiffel Tower, so it's a very sweet pin for the collection for sure. If you're interested in seeing the rest of my Disney International Park pins, I do have a overall collection video for it, which I will tag above. Question 15 is, do you have any limited edition pins? And if so, show us the pin with the smallest edition size. So I do have a couple different limited edition pins. So for example, the Run Disney pin that I showed you guys earlier is a limited edition one. I think I have a couple limited edition holiday pins and some pass holder pins. I don't know if any of them have like a numbered edition, unfortunately. So I figured today I would just show you guys my favorite limited edition pin. This is actually a pin that I got a month or two ago. It's the Tangled 10th anniversary pin. This pin is so gorgeous. I love how it's got all the favorite characters on it, and of course it says Tangled 10th anniversary. It's very cool on the back too. It's got all the official stamps, the 10th anniversary, limited edition. So yes, very cool pin indeed. Question 16 is, do you have any pins with cool features? If so, share your favorite. I do have some really cool pins. We have a lot of fun attraction ones that have a little bit of an interactive quality to them. My favorite pin with a cool feature though is actually this one of Princess Aurora. This one, of course, from my Aurora collection is so beautiful. I love it because it's got the 3 fairies around her, but what makes it extra special is it actually changes her dress color. So yes, sometimes I have it out on display as her pink dress, and other days I have it on blue. Usually I have it on blue most of the time because I have a lot more pink Aurora pins than blue ones, so I think this one just makes it a little more rare. I believe this pin is from 2006 or 2005. I literally can't even tell, it's so small in the back, but it's a pretty old one that I've had in my collection for many years now, pretty much as long as I can remember, but it's very special. Question 17 is, share a pin that you purchased on your most recent Disney trip. This is a very special pin to me. I actually purchased it in Magic Kingdom on the night that I traded for the Canada flag Mickey pin that I showed you earlier. On our evening in Magic Kingdom, I actually ended up spending some time by myself, and I eventually ended up shopping on my way out on Main Street, and it was just a great time. The whole trip was really just a celebration of my dream coming true for me, and I loved getting to go treat myself to a little shopping spree. I ended up purchasing a lot of things that really just meant a lot to me and represented my dream. I bought a new Disney journal that I plan to use whenever my program starts. I also bought the Alex and Danny Epcot bracelet that I really wanted. And of course, I also bought a couple pins. So this one here is the Happily Ever After pin. It just felt so fitting to me because Happily Ever After, ever since it's came out, has really represented my dream. Watching Happily Ever After the first time after getting accepted into my CRP was just indescribable, honestly. It would always make me cry before because of the longing I felt to be a part of the parks and to have that dream come true. But then accomplishing it and knowing I had achieved my dream was just, I felt so full and happy. So it was just one of the best experiences. I love how it's got Tinkerbell and the magical storybook, and it says, find your happily ever after. So just perfect for my dream coming true. Question 18 is, what pins would you like to collect more of in the future? As I said before, my current smallest collection of pins are my Rapunzel pins. I'm hoping that the next time I'm in the parks, I can trade for some more Rapunzel pins or purchase a couple of extra special ones. So yes, really looking forward to adding more Rapunzel to my collection in the future. The final question, question 19, is a very special one, and that is, what advice would you give to anyone looking to start pin collecting and trading? I've had a lot of new Disney fans talk to me about pin trading, and it's always really fun getting to explain how it works to them and just, how fun it is. I think there are a lot of people who maybe go into pin trading thinking it might be like a little intimidating, because I can see from how the outside it might seem like a weird experience. It's a pretty cool thing to get to do in the parks, that you can trade away your pins and find even better ones. So I think the best advice that I can give to a new pin trader is to just have fun. Your pin collection will grow over time, and for me personally, the pins that mean the most to me are ones that I can add a special memory to. So I think I would tell you to try to collect pins that make you happy. When I'm looking at my pin boards downstairs and I really take the time to enjoy them all, I can remember all the memories I had collecting them in the parks. And I think that's what makes pin trading, for me at least, so special. So like I said, just have fun and do what makes you happy. All right, everyone, so that is the My Disney Pin Story tag. Thank you so much to Lidia for creating this tag. It was really fun getting to reflect on my journey of pin trading. I will be tagging my friend Katie in this video. Katie has an awesome channel, and I'll be sure to link it below. But of course, if you're interested in participating in this tag, be sure to do it. It was so much fun. I'm leaving it open to everyone because I would love to see tons more of these videos. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future Disney content and adventures. And until my next video, I wish you all a magical day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!